Right, here we are again for another phone microphone video. I know it, you know it, we all know it, and fear of change is a real thing. But I'm pretty sure that you also already noticed that perhaps regret weighs a lot more than fear does. So if you watched the previous video, you know that I'm fighting against myself to keep these videos coming and carry on going, because I'm someone, I'll be completely honest, I do struggle to keep things going, and I'm someone who needs to see results instantly, otherwise I kind of lose my motivation to keep up. So I'm by no means a guru on this matter, but if you haven't watched the previous video, go give it a watch before this one, and if you like it, give it a thumbs up. I'll leave the pop-up card somewhere below, on top somewhere. And yeah, if you like it, let me know in the comments below, because if you do and it resonated with you, then that would really mean a lot to me. So I thought today I would tell you a bit about my crazy career change and how hard it was to finally pull the plunge, and hopefully that will help you take that step towards your dream career as well. I think about 3 weeks ago I was leading an IT team in a really comfortable job, a job that I didn't mind at all. It ticked all the boxes, it paid well, I didn't mind doing it. It was only 2 minutes from home, and due to the nature of what it was, I worked for the NHS here in UK. If you don't know what the NHS is, it's the National Health Service. So I did feel that I was helping someone, but after 2 years, that someone was definitely not me. And now you're probably thinking, well, at least my job was alright, I enjoyed my job, and you don't enjoy yours. But I think it's important to mention it because it shows you that even if you find an okay job that you really don't mind doing, it's only a question of time until your brain starts messing up with you. Why are you not doing this? And maybe you should doing that. Why are you not pursuing your dreams? Why are you doing this? Why you only get paid this much, etc, etc, etc. But I digress. Everything was going well with this job until like a year ago, when I started to feel really frustrated, really anxious, really tired. I just didn't have any kind of patience for my other half, for my kids, for anyone else really. I would simply sit here on this exact same sofa, and basically that would be it. I'll just be devouring hours and hours upon hours of social media and YouTube and all sorts of stuff. Basically just procrastinate and not do anything that I needed to do and that I wanted to do really. And all this because I felt drained, which led to me not feeling inspired or motivated to be there really. I've always been someone who constantly needed to feel that I was using the creative side of my brain. I love to create stories and imagine how things could be, and videography really helps me bring that creativity to life. But pursuing that as a career was always something that I never really thought about. Well, I did think about it, but I just didn't think it would be possible for too many reasons. One was because I felt that due to my disability, I'm sight impaired, I wouldn't go anywhere with it, and I was not going to be good enough to pursue it. And the second one was what people would think. I find that with these kinds of creative jobs, when you kind of tell people that is your dream and that's what you want to do, they're very unconventional, so people kind of tend to look at them as lazy jobs. So yeah, those were the two main reasons why I never thought about pursuing them. But then last year, COVID kicked in and it impacted the lives of so many people, people that people that I know. Myself personally, I caught COVID over Christmas and my birthday, and spent my birthday and Christmas basically in bed, and I was obviously one of the lucky ones. But just by watching it impact so many people's lives kind of taught me a very important lesson, I suppose. And that lesson was basically, if you put a solid plank of wood on a bowl, like an iron bowl, even though that plank is solid, you're still not stable. Let me just try and explain this in a different way. So let's just imagine that the solid plank of wood is anything you consider safe, secure, anything you take for granted, like relationships, a job, anything like that. And that the bowl, its life itself, with its unpredictable nature. Basically what I'm trying to say is, regardless of how secure you feel in life right now, life is unpredictable, and there's nothing we can really do about that. And you can try your hardest to make changes to your life to make it more secure by having a secure job, but all it takes is the ball to roll away and your solid plank of wood will just fall. Basically, all those years, all those months, weeks and days that you spent doing something you weren't unhappy about and that didn't inspire you might not even be worth it after all. But let's be real here, I'm not telling you to quit your job and just throw everything out of the window and go and live in the middle of the woods. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that if life is that unpredictable, then perhaps we should take steps towards achieving what we want to achieve, being, a dream career or a stable relationship. But mostly, we're talking about work here, but job-wise, if we start taking those steps towards where we want to be when we come to apply for a new job, or if we decide that this is the time now to move on from our previous job, by then your confidence and what your experience will be a lot better, to the point that applying for a 9-to-5 job or applying to your dream career job, they're basically both just as risky. Basically, so if you feel unhappy, if you feel unsatisfied about your current position, your current role, and you feel unmotivated, you feel like you're not inspired, and by not being inspired, you just don't, inspiring anyone else, then perhaps like myself, it's time for you to just move on and start taking steps towards where you want to be. Because, that sounds cliche, but if you don't start making those steps now, taking those steps now, you'll never get there. And I'm sure I'm not, it's impossible that I'm the only one who feels or felt this way. So just do it. Start taking those steps and let excuses be excuses instead of barriers. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. And basically just remember that if I can do it, a blind guy with children that is constantly on the lookout for the next excuse that will allow him to justify not doing something, if I can do it, so can you. But yeah, that was all for today. So start taking those steps, enjoy the walk there, and I hope you enjoyed it. See you in the next one. Ciao. Beijinhos.